There's not a day that goes by without some salacious royal gossip at the moment, with the poor Queen wondering what she's done to deserve the constant onslaught in her platinum year. Tom Bower's tell-all book on the Sussexes is the gift that keeps on giving, with today's nugget revealing alleged comments by Camilla over whether Harry and Meghan's son Archie would have a ginger afro. Does that make her the royal racist sensationally mentioned in that ghastly Oprah interview? Then there's the big Bibi Bashir apology over the horrific fake allegations that William and Harry's nanny had an affair with their dad and had to have an abortion, all concocted to convince Diana to do her own tell-all back in 1995. It's no wonder the princes have an innate distrust of the press. All that on the day we're supposed to be giving lots of fawning over our future King George. There he is as he turns the grand old age of 9. We're joining me now on the show to unpick it all is royal commentator Jennie Bond. Jennie, fantastic to have you on. Let's start first of all with this BBC apology to the nanny over the Bashir lies to get Diana to do that interview. I mean, this is astonishing stuff.
Yes, it is. I mean, it was astonishing when the rumours first surfaced back in 1995. There was a Christmas party, a staff party at the palace, and it was rumoured then, I was the royal correspondent with the BBC, it was rumoured that Tiggy had left the party in tears, having been accused by Diana of having an abortion. At least Diana went up to her and said, sorry to hear about the baby. It was a very nasty rumour that apparently was started by Martin Bashir, allegedly started by him. Certainly the BBC are right to apologise all these years on. And I know from talking to Diana that it affected her very deeply. I was looking at my notes actually yesterday from 1996, a year after the Panorama interview. And Diana and I were having a chat together at Kensington Palace, just the two of us, as we did from time to time. And I asked her directly about those allegations about Tiggy, and she still believed it then. I wrote down in my notes, she still believes that Tiggy Legbook was the lover of Prince Charles and that there was an abortion. So the seed was planted very firmly in Diana's mind and made her extraordinarily, understandably bitter and desperately hurtful for Tiggy Legbook to have these allegations swilling around, well, for 25 years and more.
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine how much damage that would do to Diana, to the princes, to Tiggy, if they're all completely untrue rumours. Well, let's turn our focus now to Tom Bower's book, because that's likely to cause hurt on both sides as well, isn't it? I mean, at the moment, it seems to me there are just bombs being thrown across the Atlantic between the Sussexes and the rest of the royals.
Yep. Oh, it goes on and on. You know, I've been doing this job for more than 30 years, and for more than 30 years there have been rumours, allegations, scandals, some of it true, some of it untrue. For a royal commentator, it's extremely hard to unpick the allegations and the fallacies from the truth. Tom Bower, I'm sure, is a man who researches his work absolutely thoroughly. We don't know his sources. I don't know if any of it's true. But 'twas ever thus with royal stories. You just have to take an informed view as to what might or might not be correct and take cognizance, I think, of the fact that in this instance, the representatives for Camilla have been very, very forthright in saying this is absolute nonsense. So maybe it's nonsense, or perhaps Tom has a source that is absolutely reliable. We just don't know.
And this is not the end of it, is it? Because we're expecting Harry and Meghan to make some Netflix programme at home with the Sussexes or whatever it is, and then Harry's doing his own tell-all book. I mean, things are only going to get worse, aren't they?
Well, as I say, it's gone on for years, and it seems that it's going to continue for the foreseeable future. I don't know why Harry has written this book. There seems to be some obstacle to its publication, some delay anyway. What's in it? Well, it will be very interesting to find out, because this really is from the horse's mouth. I mean, the last time we'd had anything like this was Andrew Morton's book back in 1992, when everything came from Diana herself, albeit we didn't know that at the time. Now we know that what Harry has written in this book are his true beliefs. So just for once, we will know what is written, whether it is really what he thinks and not just someone sourcing it from elsewhere.
And finally, little Prince George, he turns 9 today. I mean, there's been so many distractions, but that lovely photo of him, the official photograph, taken by his mum, I believe.
Yeah, she's a very accomplished photographer, Catherine, and she's made it a habit now of issuing photographs. And I think it's so much nicer for the children, because I think George in particular, when you watch him out and about, he looks fantastically relaxed now. Beautiful picture, really happy, carefree young boy. But when you see him on the official engagements he's been on, or being besieged by photographers everywhere, he struck me as looking a little overwhelmed by it, as well any young boy might be, and a little shy about it. So this is absolutely the best way to get an official photograph out. And he looks a great young lad, very like his dad, I think. And all of them are moving to a new life in Windsor in the next few months, and enjoying, hopefully, the carefree existence and the real outdoor existence that all the children, all those royal children, love.
Jennie, thank you ever so much. Always great to have you on the programme. Jennie Bond there, who else? Dawn, I mean, it strikes me that the whole Kardashian model is probably built on the model of our royal family. It's nothing quite like it.
It is keeping up with the Sussexes and the Royals and the Windsors, isn't it? It really is. It's the thing that the Panorama one is the one I want to talk about more than the Tom Bowers book at the moment, because the Daily Mirror today have done a story on should there be criminal charges. And I actually think the more you read about the evidence that's given and what Tiggy has been through for 25 years, Alex, I think this should be taken further now, because, I was lucky enough to meet Diana, interviewed her on a couple of occasions. I met the boys when they were very little. And I just think that Panorama interview that she was conned into doing, basically, the abortion, faking an abortion letter. It's the lowest of the low. I've worked in Fleet Street for 36 years. I mean, Fleet Street isn't great. It's done bad things, but really? I mean, really?
Yeah.
And I just think that programme probably did change the course of history. It made Diana mistrust her security, for a start. And if she hadn't have done that, been in that situation, would she have ended up in that tunnel in Paris? We don't know. It's speculation. Of course, it's speculation. But and then sort of obviously, watching the boys walk behind their mum's coffin. Yeah. If Diana was still around today, those boys would still be brothers. They would still be the best of friends. They wouldn't be in this situation now. So much has come from that one Panorama programme. I think to leave it now, I'm glad Tiggy has got a recompense for the pain she's been put through. I don't think any amount of money can make up for it, personally. But the questions need to be asked and answered still on this one.
I mean, it's horrific, isn't it? To make up claims that someone's having an affair, they've had an abortion, it damages everybody involved. It's fake news, and I agree with you. Frankly, it should be treated as something criminal. I mean, it sets a very dangerous precedent, doesn't it? And just to think, that little 9-year-old, that little scamp on the beach is going to be our king one day.
Well, it's quite incredible, isn't it?
We might not live to see it.
Well, I mean, I remember William when he was like that. I'm that old. The thing with George, he looks lovely in that picture. And obviously you can tell his mum took it, because he feels happy and comfortable. And then you go back to the poor little mite at Wimbledon the other week when he was trussed up in that suit, boiling weather, looking really uncomfortable. He's 9. He's got a future that is, all right, very privileged, but it's a lot on his shoulders. It's going to be tough. And let him be a kid for now.
Yeah, I agree.